Hey guys, what is going on? It is Gear and here, and in today's video we are going to be reviewing Fairy Tail episode 18, which is the last episode of the Galuana Island arc. Sit back, relax, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Also, let me know down below, how do you feel it with these daily uploads? Do you guys like me doing daily uploads, or do you want me to do like every other day uploads? Let me know down below because I don't mind doing either. But without further ado, let's get right into this review for Fairy Tail episode 18, which was really a nice episode to end off the Galuana Island arc. So what happened at the beginning? Well, at the beginning, of course, it was showing a little bit of a preview of what happened in the previous episode about Erza being serious to destroy the moon. Little insane, right? But hear me out. So Erza is planning to destroy the moon, but you can tell she's got an ulterior motive behind it. So what she does at the beginning of the episode is she wears her giant armor, which is an armor that allows her to enhance her strength, and she also has this sort of a lance pole where it is like designed with the armor so that it can actually boost the person's strength and also launch a massive attack using the lance. So it's quite interesting to see that, because that is the first time ever we see that armor, and it's really one of the only times that we actually do see that type of armor, because Erza really in the future doesn't use that type of armor. Very sad, but then again it's only used for like particular scenarios like this. So as Erza is wearing the armor, she explains her plan. So her plan is, using her giant armor, she will launch a lance towards the moon, but her strength enough won't be enough to reach the moon, so she can throw it as hard as she can, but it will not reach the moon. So she enlists Natsu's help so that he can punch it from behind using his firepower, and then Erza can just launch it towards the sky, and that will really reach the moon and destroy it. So that is what Erza's plan is, and everyone of course is a little bit shocked, but Grey and Lucy are a little bit worried because they're thinking actually Erza is actually gonna destroy the moon, where she isn't, but we'll get into that a little bit later on. So they are just saying, Erza, how are you doing this? You can't do this, it's literally impossible. But Erza and Natsu, even though they're hearing everything and the villagers are being happy because the mission that they wanted, which was for the moon to be destroyed, that is finally happening and they will finally be returning back to normal. Or so you think. So then what happens after that is Natsu and Erza get to a tower, so like a wooden watchtower, and they start to launch the lance. Natsu, what he does is he stands behind Erza whilst Erza is holding up the lance, sort of like in a throwing position. So Natsu punches the lance from behind using his fire dragon fist, and Erza just starts to launch the lance into the sky. So now it's starting to fly high into the sky. Everyone is getting excited, but Grey and Lucy are getting a little bit worried because they're thinking that she might actually destroy the moon. So as the lance is going higher and higher and higher, it looks like it finally stops at a single point, and once it stops at that point, it looks like the lance has actually reached the moon and is starting to destroy it. Or so you think. So what happens actually is the lance hits this sort of barrier that is surrounding the island, and it starts to crack, which is sort of like made out of glass, and it starts to crack everywhere, and it starts to show this giant hole which is actually revealing the real moon. So it looks like this barrier was actually making the moon look purple, and that is why it was not looking normal. So what Erza did, she just destroyed the barrier that was blocking the moon. So as she destroyed that barrier, she actually revealed her real plan. So it looks like the people in the village, they were never humans. It looks like they disguised themselves as humans, but thanks to that evil energy membrane, which was probably caused by the moon drip as per Erza's word, she believes that thanks to that membrane of evil, it disrupted with the people's memories, and they believed that even though they were in their human forms, that wasn't their original forms or their true forms. Their true forms was a demon. So everybody in the village are actually demons, which is quite surprising because everybody is quite shocked, especially Grey and Lucy, because they didn't believe that everyone in the village were demons. They thought they were humans at the beginning, which you probably thought they were, but then they started to act weird about how they're going to get to the temple and how they just forgot everything and they thought that they were all humans. But Erza, using her deductive skills, her detective skills, she was able to deduce that they were all demons from the beginning, but for some reason a barrier is like messing around with their memory. So after destroying the barrier, it looks like everyone is starting to regain their memory that they are demons, and it looks like everything's starting to go good. The villagers are starting to regain the memory that they are actually demons, and everything's starting to look good now because the villagers are starting to get sort of back to normal. Then out of nowhere, it looks like we are introduced to someone else. So Bobo, so the chief's son that everybody thought was dead because he went crazy and the chief had to kill him, well, he actually came in out of nowhere in his demon form, and it looks like he sort of has these wings. And what he explains to the villagers is, even though he was stabbed through the chest, that isn't enough to kill a demon, according to him. So he was able to survive that, and he was the only one out of the entire village to regain his memory. So he went off trying to find travelers, trying to find fairy tale guild, well, not fairy tale specifically, but guild people, so that they can help rescue the island and restore everyone's memory, which Erza did. And let's just say it's a very bonding moment, because now the village chief is now very sad and happy that his son has actually returned to him, who he thought was dead. And everyone starts celebrating, saying that they regained their memory. They are demons, yes, but they just start celebrating and everything's going well. Everyone has been, let's just say, their memory has been restored, and the whole village is happy again, which is very good to see. Then, as it looks like the crew are starting to party off with the villagers, and it looks like it's starting to be a good party, and everyone's just celebrating that finally the terror is over and everything has gone back to normal. Then it goes over to the other two minions of Leon, who it looks like they are planning an attack on the village, and they tell the dog minion to go watch over Leon because Leon is still hurt. Then what happens after that is, it looks like those two minions actually go into the actual village, and let's just say they start to say that we are now owed some payback because we are, well, they got defeated by Fairy Tail, so now they believe they are owed some payback for that. So at the initial point, you could probably say that they are bad guys because of the way they were singing and the way they were speaking it. But Elsa noticed a little something that was off. So she attacked them before they could use any type of their magic. And it looks like the two minions were actually saying, oh, well, we give up. They wanted the villagers to beat them up for all the terror and all the, let's just say, destruction they caused. Because the other two guys were saying, well, we were nice people, but since Deliora destroyed their home villages and their hometowns, they were cursed to their anger towards Deliora. But now that Deliora has been defeated, they are freed from that. But then they realize all the amount of anger, amount of terror they caused to innocent people that made them look like Deliora. So they were just saying, now it's time for us to have our own payback. So they wanted everyone to beat them up. But the Fairy Tail way is not that way. The Fairy Tail way is for them to join in on the celebrations and party, just as Natsu did. So he invited them both to celebrate with the villagers, and they started to party yet again, and it was a great night. Everyone was having fun, and it looks like it was a really, really good part. Then it goes back to the morning. Natsu is still eating his flames as always, and Grey and Lucy have a little bit of a talk about Grey's scar. Then what happens after that is, it looks like the crew are starting to leave the Galuana Island, and Erza, it looks like she is a big sister on a ship, because the pirate ship that she commandeered a couple of episodes ago, it looks like everyone now respects her and calls her big sis. And let's just say they are acting very weird for pirates, and the crew are just a little bit shocked, but also thinking, should we board that, should we not? It's pirate ship, but then again they do respect Erza, so they decide to go on it. And it looks like they finally leave the Galuana Island, and that is finally the end. And such a happy ending towards that too, because everyone in the village is happy, they all are back to normal. And it looks like Leon is actually seeing Grey departure, and it looks like what he's thinking is guilds really that fun? So we might see him join a guild later on in the future. Well, of course he does that, we know that, but right now in the context, he might just join a guild later on. Then it goes back to the crew. They are back in their home village, and it looks like Erza is still reminding the crew that they still stole a S-rank poster from the Forbidden Floor, so technically they will be still punished by Master. And it looks like everyone's saying Master is going to give you 8. We don't know what that 8 punishment is, We'll probably find out in the next episode, because it ends off with us everyone being scared, especially Natsu after he heard that Erza said it is definitely going to be your punishment. So it's a little bit of a funny, happy ending, and it was such a great arc. You guys let me know down below, what was your favourite moment in Fairy Tail episode 18? Did you like it? Were you laughing as much as I did? And were you happy to see that everything is back to normal and the Galuana arc is finally over? Let me know by dropping a comment below. And also leave a like on the video if you enjoyed these videos, and make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you can join this awesome community that we have on this channel. Thank you very much for watching this video. Take care and peace.